Since the year 2004, a team from the Christian Medical and Dental Association of Nigeria, CMDA Nigeria, undertakes an annual medical mission to Galmi, Niger Republic in January. This outreach aims to provide care and support at Galmi Hospital to sustain the efforts of the missionaries in the hospital who are unavailable to provide care during this period. Galmi is a village of about 8,000 to 10,000 residents. It is located 500 kilometers east of Niamey on the East-West Highway between Birni, Koni and Maradi in Niger Republic. It is on the southern edge of the Sahara Desert, consisting of an arid area with a dry, rocky landscape. Galmi is well known for its purple and red onions popular in West Africa. Onion farming in the village was the subject of the documentary film For the Best and for the Onion. 90% of Niger citizens live in the narrow grain-producing strip of savanna along the southern border, which includes Galmi. The local tribes in Galmi include the Hausa, Fulani, Tuareg, and Jema, with Hausa being the most prominent. Despite her popularity in the production of onions, the people of Galmi still live in poverty. Household well-being is worsened by conditions of poor hygiene, limited water supply, and food insecurity. This exposes them to various disease conditions such as malaria, typhoid, obstetric complications, meningitis, hypertension, heart disease, tuberculosis, pneumonia, severe burns, orthopedic problems, urological emergencies, and malnutrition. Seven in Missions International, SIM for short, developed interest in Galmi and established the famous Galmi Hospital in the year 1950. The missionary hospital provides quality health care, showing both compassionate and spiritual care to the community while sharing the gospel of Christ. The SIM missionaries show immense dedication to the work in Galmi. In January every year, other missionaries usually come from Australia, Canada, and the United States of America to assist with healthcare while they are away. At some points, these missionaries could not visit Galmi to play the complementary role as a result of the unforeseen circumstance.
So I've been part of CMDA Nigeria since year 2000, and part of NCCMDS, which is now CMDA students.
Well, I would say I've been part of CMDA since my student days as NCCMDS and then graduated into CMDA. Yeah.
Following a heartfelt request from the SIM team, CMDA Nigeria, in line with its vision, took on the challenge to fill the gap of providing care in hospital in January every year while the SIM missionaries were away for some time of refreshment and retreating ahead of the new year.
The Galmi Mission is about Nigerian doctors going to the SIM hospital in Galmi, Niger Republic to cover the hospital, to allow the doctors there to go for a conference, the Spiritual Life Conference, which is a time of spiritual refreshment for them, and I think also physical refreshment, because these are people who have been working for the past, for the whole year, and the place is usually very busy. So that affords them the opportunity to go and refresh themselves spiritually and physically. So Nigerian doctors go to offer services there to enable them travel. If you don't go, you can't go for that conference.
We'll use the word the poorest of the poor. Niger Republic is at the bottom. If you look at the WHO index for countries' well-being, and Niger is there, and Galmi is not just in Niger but also one of the poorest parts of Niger Republic.
In 2004, when CMDA Nigeria embarked on her first trip, it was evident that Galmi community was severely challenged with malnutrition, drought, and devastating disease conditions. These conditions had adverse effects on the spiritual, physical, and mental well-being of the people. The visiting team from CMDA Nigeria was moved with compassion and made a commitment to serve in Galmi annually. CMDA Nigeria has kept to this commitment since 2004. Apart from attending to the sick and responding to emergencies, the team also brings the gospel to the people, hope and healing to the weak, encouragement to the local church in Galmi, and support to the local staff of the hospital.
What I saw in Galmi was totally different. The experience has been something else. I saw variety of, disease conditions, some beyond what I expected. I saw poverty there, and I saw great need there, both spiritual, physical, medical. The situation there is totally different from what I'm used to seeing in the mission hospitals here in Nigeria. They have all sorts of cases, from pediatric surgery to orthopedics, plastic, neuro, and busier cases, actually very busier cases, which partly is due to the poverty in the land there, and the lack as well. So it's something else.
Okay, so the first time, as far as we were concerned, or I was concerned, Niger, poor, you think about people that harass people or something like that, because that was like a paradigm of Niger. But then going to Niger Republic and to Galmi in particular, we noticed they were quite friendly people. All through the hospital, I got far better, let's say, accommodation than one. Thought about the setup. Yes, you could see very poor people, and because of that, the hygiene and everything could be low. But in general, we had also a highly motivated team, people that were ready to work. We saw people that were greatly in need, poor people, and maybe culture has also desensitized them to a certain extent. So yes, we expected to see people in need, maybe some level of not too friendly at some point, but they really were.
Galmi, it's like I said, it's a place where we need to come and offer services to those in need. And the experience usually, both for us and the people in Galmi, for us, the Nigerian team usually it's also a time of retreat for us, because we live more like a community life. We have devotions together, we encourage one another, and it also creates bonding amongst us, the Nigerian team, and the team in Galmi also are able to rest. They're able to, and they sincerely appreciate our coming because of the benefits to them. They're able to have both spiritual and physical retreat and refreshment. And so for us, it's good, and the patients benefit. They benefit a lot. And the other staff too, they are also very happy to have us come. Every time we come, they are so happy. They appreciate our coming, and they're usually very committed. It's good to come and see Galmi and see what's happening there. You see people who are committed to their work, the nurses, the pharmacists, the technicians. There things tend to delay. Whatever you need is just made available, as long as it can be offered there. Within the shortest possible time, you have results for tests. You need an X-ray, it is done almost immediately. People are committed to their work there. And so if you want to see people who are committed to their work with the love of Christ, Galmi is a very good place for you to come and see.
So we go back, and was it 2009 or 10 we went first with the family, and since then they've always wanted to go back, and they've been going at least for the past 8 years consistently, 8 or 9 years. One is that you see people coming from thousands of kilometers to come and serve people that are your neighbors. I believe that the core that we have is the same. So God has endued us with skills and grace in our hearts, and we must serve. And so the question is that in heaven, when Jesus was said, "Go you to the least of my brothers," what would be the answer for some of us that knew about this field in Niger? And what would be the reason that we couldn't go? If it was distance, they came from a farther place. If it was comfort, they are coming from a place that are more comfortable. So whatever the challenge, if it's the weather they're coming from, probably weathers are probably more friendly. So whatever it is for us, or for me, it's also the call of the board. You could just have this clear call, that we need help. And who else has been equipped for this if not us? So for me, it's a challenge, and you see people that are committed, and you have no reason not to be, because it's the same grace, it's the same Christ, the same blood, it's the same thing, the same Jesus that put that love in our hearts. So I'm just responding to the love of God in my own heart.
The primary thing is the love of Christ for those people there, for the souls there. And the need also on ground, the medical need, like I said, the spiritual need and the physical need. You see situations there that you wish you could do something to help, but sometimes you are handicapped by the limited resources available there, but you still have to do something. And at the end of the day, the little you do will go a long way in helping the person involved, but not just the person, but the whole family and the community. Also the staff there, because they work all year round, and the place is very busy, very, very busy. In fact, sometimes I just can't imagine how they cook working all year round. So I always look forward to going there to just give them just a break, just 1 week break or two, to enable them to have some break to rest and then refresh themselves. So the need and the spiritual need too, the fact that if I'm able to go, somebody might hear the gospel and believe and be saved. So that love for them, for their souls, for their body, for their needs, always makes me look forward to going to Galmi, to be able to do the little I can do to help them whichever way I can.
For us in CMDA Nigeria, Galmi has been an annual adventure that we look forward to. We undertake the journey to Galmi because we are constrained by the love of Christ and passion for lost souls. God has called us to the ministry of reconciliation, and as medical professionals, we answer this call by sharing the gospel of salvation in Christ Jesus as we minister to the medical and physical needs of the people in Galmi. We treat diseases, but our duty principally remains caring for the whole man, spirit, soul, and body.
Over the years, CMDA Nigeria has been sending teams to Galmi, Niger Republic, and the people who have been going are wonderful brethren, lovely brethren, who have the same cares that we all have. They have places where they work, they have children to take care of, and they're also challenged by time. While they've been doing this, there are lots of people who can commit their time and their expertise. Whatever God has given you, you can actually make out time. Now, that team has been doing amazing work in Galmi, supporting the missionaries there, and providing succor to people and changing lives and bringing hope and healing under God's mercies, to lots of people who are in need. The need in Galmi is enormous. I want to challenge you and ask you even today, can you join us? Just dial the number on your screen and they're going to reach out to you, or send the mail to the CMDA Nigeria, and then we can prepare for you, we can make plans for you, and we can give you an idea of the various opportunities that we have. Even within Nigeria, there's a lot of need across the country in several places that are underserved, and it is possible for you to spend some of your time engaging with that. I want you to remember that we're all going to find our way to heaven, but then what we do with the time that we have here on earth matters a lot. Can you spend some time reaching out to those who are really vulnerable and who are having problems in terms of access to healthcare? Join us today, and God will bless you indeed.
The Galmi community is like the voice crying out to Paul in a dream, saying, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." You can be a part of the work in Galmi by volunteering to join the team or sharing in the blessing of giving financial resources to aid the volunteers make the trip to Galmi. If you are passionate about missions, then Galmi is certainly a place to share God's love and invest in fulfilling the gospel mandate.